Hey, morning, everybody. This is the time that I interview people that I've had lunch with or dinner. And not just anyone, but people that are living the whole food, plant based lifestyle and have had really amazing results. We're going to keep these short, but I'm going to publish one every Wednesday morning. So, the purpose of this show is to show how whole food, plant based lifestyle can benefit anyway. And my guest this morning is Dixie. All right, Dixie, how long have you been whole food plant based?
10 years.
10 years. That's amazing. What caused you to become whole food plant based?
Because I have a low pain tolerance and I want to stay out of the hospital in the medical profession. I have seen all of my relatives need services, need nursing homes, have cancer, other diseases that are horrible to watch them die of.
Yeah.
I had a husband who for 13 years was very, very ill. And to watch a big, strong man go down to wither away to nothing is very horrible. I have one daughter, and I did not want to burden her with having to care for me. As I say, all these other relatives needed care, and I wanted to break that chain and show the other members of my family that they can be strong and not have to have medical care. After my husband died, I decided to retire from my job, which alleviated my stress. But surprise, I gained another 8 pounds within the year I was retired because I wasn't getting very much movement compared to what I was doing when I was working.
Yeah.
So I decided to go on the John McDougall plan. And with that, I started January 7th, 2013. And I didn't start in the first year only because I caught a cold. And so I put it off a week before I started. I got on the plan, and a month later, I thought, I really need some support. Need to find someone else who's doing this also, because I was the only one, and of course, everyone around me was looking at me like I was some kind of a freak. Like, what are you doing? So anyway,
They do that, don't
they
they?
certainly do, and it's horrible. So anyway, I started looking at meetups, and I found Sacramento Vegan Society, and I met Linda Middlesworth, and she was having a class where at the time she would take you to a grocery store. We'd go to Whole Food Market, and she'd sit you down, and she had a small group of us at a table and talk to us about, well, what kind of illnesses do you have? What are you here for? And at the time, I was on blood pressure medications for high blood pressure, high cholesterol medication, and medication for acid reflux for GERD. And I was pre-diabetic. And I weighed 205 pounds at my highest. I think I got down to like 189 or something.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
Okay.
And so anyway, I had quite a bit of weight that I needed to lose. So as I started work, I decided to work with her. And as I say, she would give us 3 recommendations of books to read. If you had a heart problem, she wanted you to read Dr. Esselstyn's book on preventing and reversing heart disease. If you had diabetes, it was Dr. Neil Bernard's program for reversing diabetes. And what was the other one? Oh, if you just want to lose weight, it was Dr. McDougall's Maximum Weight Loss Plan.
Right.
So that was the one I was doing, and that was the one I had started with. And every day she would make you email her and tell her what you had eaten all day, and then she would make suggestions about what you could do better. And then she would also suggest, well, did you get out and walk today? What did you do for exercise today? And I'm going, okay, well, here's the part where I'm really lacking is on the exercise because I'm sitting around watching TV or whatever a lot. And she's like, okay, you got to step that up. So I was paying her to stay with part of her group, and her group lasted for 1 month. And then I did her program for 4 months. And I said, well, I've got this, I got this now. I can stay with it. But I still need meet other people who are doing this also. So I didn't feel like I was the only one. And she would have a lot of meetup groups and a lot of information. She was able to bring doctors into the Sacramento area that I could go and listen to their lectures. And she introduced me to a lot of different experts in this field of weight loss and getting healthy. And through her, I met Chef AJ. And through Chef AJ, I met Jean Pierre. And they started their program, the Ultimate Weight Loss Program. and their program was even more strict than the Dr. McDougall program because they
Yes.
didn't allow you to have any flour products or any alcohol, and the
Yes.
alcohol was no problem with me. But I was having bread and tortillas, you know, so and pizzas. I go to Papa Murphy's and get a veggie pizza.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, I got to step this up. So, and I was already at a very healthy weight, but doing their plan, I dropped another 15 pounds. And I am very happy to say that I haven't gone back to eating my
That
previous
was my
sad
question.
diet.
See,
I jumped ahead of you.
You did.
But,
I had to talk her into this. She said, "I don't know if I can do this. I can't shut you up."
well, that's
So
the way
here it
it
is.
sometimes.
Okay, we've already gotten that. Now, what benefit? Do you miss any of the food that you used to eat?
No, I don't. I don't miss any of it because I've changed my palate and the rest of the stuff. You know, one of the things that helped me along this journey was to decide that. Well, first of all, I had to decide this was what I wanted to do.
Keep it short.
So I made the commitment that this is what I'm doing, but also to just imagine what the healthy food is. If I see healthy food, okay, that's food for me. If I see food that
that's the way to do it. I agree with that.
But if I see food that I didn't buy, for instance, I didn't buy that food. That's not my food.
I'm gonna bet when you go to like Peggy's party, you don't eat the food unless you know who made it.
I know who made it and I know what's in it.
Exactly.
But
I'm going to interrupt you for a second, and that's what I would like to get across to all my huge audience is that you always make the decision of the healthiest food.
That's right.
And even, you know, that's all. I'm sorry.
But
Go ahead.
The other foods, though, I look at the other foods and imagine skull and crossbones across
there you
food.
go.
Because that food is poison to my system. So it's like, no, I'm not putting that junk food in my system because I'm worried that if I did take something that was not a healthy food, perhaps that would get me off my path.
Yeah. Yes.
So I just avoid it altogether, and that way I stay on the path and staying healthy.
Now, last question. If you could just give one suggestion to someone that's thinking about or actually starting the journey, as we call it, of whole food, plant-based, what would it be?
What would it be? Start with one meal a day as your focus of, like, starting, for instance, you can have a healthy breakfast. You can have oatmeal and fruit for breakfast every day. Get used to having that one healthy meal a day, and then make that up to 2 healthy meals a day.
Very good.
So if you just have oatmeal for breakfast and then a big salad for lunch, and then have whatever else for dinner,
and
it makes it easier.
Change it over. Yeah.
Right, but one step at a time. Go slow. I would also say to try to get rid of as much dairy products out of your diet. I would, for me, I would think the dairy products is even worse than the meat products.
Yeah.
But that's where I would start would be with a dairy product, especially cheese. Get the cheese out of your diet. That would be
all right. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
I really appreciate it.
You are welcome, Al.